Four candidates have filed their nominations amid all controversies surrounding the nominations of the vice presidential election. The ruling alliance, which had struck a consensus for the presidential election, however, has failed to erase differences for election of the vice president. Meanwhile, complaints have already been filed against one of the alliance candidate, Ram Sahaya Yadav, citing his candidacy is anti-constitutional and against EC guidelines. Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Four candidates filed their nominations for the March 17 elections of the Vice President. Complaint filed against the candidacy of one of the alliance candidates, Ram Sahaya Yadav. Nominations filed for the Free Student Union election across campuses under 3-1 University and community colleges. Central politics also reflected in the student union elections. US regulators shut down Silicon Valley Bank and take control of its customer deposits in the largest failure of a US bank since 2008. And Team Nepal's bowling all-rounder Sompal Kami all set to play the Flower City T20 League, a franchise cricket tournament to be hosted by Canada. Four candidates have filed their nominations for the March 17 elections of the Vice President. Three of the candidates are from the 8-party alliance, while the fourth candidate is from CPN-UML. Ram Sahaya Yadav and Pramila Kumari Yadav of Janata Samajwadi have filed their candidacies for the post of the Vice President. Likewise, Mamta Jha of Janamat Party, another faction of the 8-party ruling alliance, has also filed their candidacy. Ashtalakshmi Shakya also filed her candidacy representing CPN-UML. All these candidates reached the Parliament building at New Baneshwar earlier today to file their candidacy. Meanwhile, later in the day, UML candidate Ashtalakshmi Shakya filed a complaint against one of the alliance candidate, Janata Samajwadi Party's Ram Sahaya Yadav, citing that Yadav's candidacy is anti-constitutional and against the directive issued by the Election Commission. The Election Office has said that the final list of candidates will be announced tomorrow. The 10 political parties that had joined hands for the presidential election have been divided on the election of the vice president. The meeting between the 10 political parties, including Nepali Congress and CPN Mao's Centre at the Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar earlier today, failed to reach an agreement regarding a consensus candidate. Ruling alliance partner Nepali Congress, CPN Mao's Centre and CPN Unified Socialist have decided to lend support to the candidate of Janata Samajwadi Party, while Janamat Party has fielded a separate candidate. The ruling alliance has remained firm on its stance to support the candidate of Janata Samajwadi Party. Congress Vice President Purna Bahadur Khadka said that the alliance has decided to field a consensus candidate from Janata Samajwadi Party. The Central Working Committee of Janata Samajwadi Party had earlier decided to field Ram Sahaya Yadav for the election of the Vice President. However, the party has fielded Pramila Yadav as well, following the Election Commission's directive not to file nominations of male candidates and candidates from the Khas Arya group. Nominations were filed for the Free Student Union election across campuses under the 3-1 University and community colleges. The nomination timing was scheduled from 11 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. Complaints can be filed against candidates by tomorrow. The Central Election Committee has said that the final list of candidates will be published on Monday. The voting has been scheduled for March 19th. The politics at centre has also been felt at the student election as Nepal Student Union, the student wing of Nepali Congress, has collaborated with ANN-ISU Revolutionary, the student wing of CPN Mao's Centre, while ANN-FSU, the student wing of CPN-UML, is contesting the student union election single-handedly. Recommendations made for 5 Deputy Inspector General of Police to be promoted to Additional Inspector General of Police has paved way for the appointment of leadership in Nepal Police. Inspector General of Police Dhiraj Pratap Singh is set to retire on 24th of March. The new Inspector General of Police will be selected from among the 5 additional Inspector Generals whose names have been recommended for promotion. The committee has made recommendations of AIGs based on seniority. Deputy Inspector General Basanta Bahadur Kumar, who is the senior most in his position, will be first promoted into the additional Inspector General. Kumar will likely become the new Inspector General of Police if the government does not interfere in the process. Prior to this, a case regarding the appointment of Inspector General Dheeraj Pratap Singh Shah had reached the Supreme Court, citing that the government interference on seniority. Political interference is not unusual, as the Nepal Police Act enables appointment of an individual who can be a good leader and remains faithful as an Inspector General. Deepak Thapa, whose name has been recommended for the same position, is from junior batch. If the Inspector General gets appointed from the batch of Kumar, he will lead the security body for 2 years, while Thapa will get an opportunity to lead for an additional 6 months. District Police Administration Bake has filed a complaint against Deputy Mayor of Nepalganj Sub-Metropolis, Kamaruddin Rai, alleging him of violating public law. The police had initially hesitated to file a complaint against Rai has begun investigations after filing the case that was forwarded by the District Government Attorney Office. Former Minister Sarbadev Oja filed the case against Rai for violating public law. The police have said that the complaint has been filed on charges of embezzlement and that they have been waiting for arrest warrant from the court. Deputy Mayor Rai, meanwhile, has said that the Supreme Court had already given a verdict on a similar case and added that efforts were being made only to create hassles for him. 21 border outposts or BOP have been installed at a distance of 4 kilometers each in the border territory of Dang that shares its border with India. Even as Koilabas is considered the main border point, Dang has 37 border points that are connected with India. India has set up SSB camps at a distance of 4 kilometers each. The Nepal government too has launched a campaign to set up border checkpoints to increase security at border areas accordingly. Preparations are underway to set up 21 BOPs at a distance of 4 kilometers each. BOPs have been set up at 5 places in the 83 kilometers border territories of Dang. The Armed Police Force has been given the responsibility to inspect border posts and to prevent border-related crimes and theft. Depositors have accused cooperatives in Dadildhura Dang, Surkhet and Dhangadi of misusing more than 10 billion rupees collected from them. Depositors of Shivashankar Multipurpose Cooperative in Dadildhura have started a protest saying that the operators of the cooperative have misused more than 400 million rupees. The depositors resorted to stage a protest after the cooperative informed that the amount would not be returned. The cooperative, which has collected more than 400 million rupees from its 2,000 depositors, has only invested 25 million rupees in the district. The cooperative, which has deposited majority of the deposit amount into the company of the cooperative operators, has put all the depositors' money at risk. The depositors have urged the administration to arrest and take action against the depositors who have said that they cannot return their money. Deposits of more than 50,000 depositors in all the districts where the cooperative has branches are at risk. The depositors have formed an action committee to stage the protest. The cooperative, which has invested in various businesses, including shopping marts, agro-related businesses, through 36 of its branches, had lured people to deposit money, saying that their deposited amount would double in 5 years. All the branches of the cooperative have remained closed since the past 2 weeks. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. What's your take on doctors from the government hospitals also working at private hospitals? Your options are A, wrong practice, B, lack of monitoring, and C, utilizing capability. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. US regulators have shut down Silicon Valley Bank and taken control of its customer deposits in the largest failure of a US bank since 2008. The move came as the firm, a key tech lender, was scrambling to raise money to plug a loss from the sale of assets affected by higher interest rates. Its troubles prompted a rush of customer withdrawals and sparked fears about the state of the banking sector. Officials said they acted to protect insured depositors. Silicon Valley banks faced inadequate liquidity and insolvency. Banking regulators in California, where the firm has its headquarters, said as they announced the takeover. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which typically protects deposits up to $250,000, said it had taken charge of the roughly $175 billion in deposits held at the bank, the 16th largest in the U.S. Iran and Saudi Arabia have agreed to restore relations. The regional rivals are expected to reopen embassies within 2 months as they re-establish ties and a security agreement after talks in Beijing. In the footage aired by Iranian media, Wang Yi, China's most senior diplomat, offered wholehearted congratulations on the two countries' wisdom. The Saudi press agency confirmed the agreement when it also published the joint statement from Saudi Arabia and Iran, which said the two countries had agreed to respect state sovereignty and not interfere in each other's internal affairs. The statement also said Riyadh and Tehran had agreed to activate a security cooperation management signed in 2001. Wang said China will continue to play a constructive role in handling hotspot issues and demonstrate responsibility as a major nation. Tensions have long been high between the regional rivals. Riyadh broke off ties with Tehran in 2016 after protesters invaded Saudi diplomatic posts in Iran. Meanwhile, the White House has welcomed efforts to de-escalate tensions in the Middle East after Iran and Saudi Arabia agreed to re-establish relations after years of hostility that threatened stability and security in the Gulf and helped fuel conflicts from Yemen to Syria. The deal brokered by China was announced after 4 days of previously undisclosed talks in Beijing between top security officials from the two rival Middle East powers. Tehran and Riyadh agreed to resume diplomatic relations and reopen embassies within 2 months, according to a statement issued by Iran, Saudi Arabia and China. White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre told media that warming Riyadh-Tehran ties do not change Washington's position regarding Iran's nuclear deal. Efforts to revive Tehran's 2015 nuclear deal have stalled in part due to increasingly strained ties between the Islamic Republic and the West. Time now for sports update.
Sports news.
Team Nepal's bowling all-rounder Sompal Kami is all set to play the Flower City T20 League, a franchise cricket tournament to be hosted by Canada. Sompal will play for Ottawa Falcons. The icon player of Ottawa Falcons is the West Indies hard-hitting batsman Chadwick Walton. The West Indies star player had played in the Nepal T20 League and had represented Janakpur Royals alongside Sompal Kami. The tournament, to be participated by 6 teams, will commence from June 9 till 19th. This is the 3rd time that Sompal is playing an international T20 league. Prior to this, he had played in Global T20 League in Canada in 2019, while he also featured in T10 League in Abu Dhabi in 2020. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.